So, welcome, guys. We are going over information about the high school mission trip this year. So, the really cool, exciting thing about this year is that it is a high school only mission trip. So, this is incoming freshmen through 2024 graduates.
Okay.
And so, it is just high school. Middle school, we just met with them at the 7 o'clock hour to go over where they're going. So they're going to a middle school camp at Cedarville University the week before, and it is completely geared for them. And it's going to be, I think it's setting them up for a better experience. And then this allows our high schoolers to be set up for a better experience as well. And so it's just a really big win-win. It's something that Tiffany and I prayed about a lot and talked about a lot after last year, just to
hmm
see in the best interest of our students. And so this year it will be high school only. So we are going to Altoona, Pennsylvania. So
Altoona.
I will show you where Altoona is, because everybody wants to know where Altoona is. Altoona, Pennsylvania is right there.
Okay.
So it's past Pittsburgh. It's actually just um a little southwest of Penn State. And so where we are, Altoona, there's actually it's a Penn State campus. So it's Penn State Altoona. And so it is roughly a 370-mile 7+ hour trip. So not as long as last year, and hopefully a lot shorter on the way back because we don't have to hit that 4th of July traffic. So that was so much fun. Lodging. Tiffany, you want to talk to him about lodging?
Sure. So we'll have apartment style suites, and beds made for people more of our male student sizes with the extra long twin beds. And we'll just ask for the same things that we had in the past in terms of like sleeping bags and things like that. I'm kind of excited to be on a college campus because it'll be, I feel like, even an upgrade from last year. So we'll have like living room, bathrooms, kitchenettes, those kinds of things. And obviously our genders will be separate, just like they have been in the past. And yeah, that's pretty much it. We don't have any pictures this time, but we'll go over that like as we get a little bit closer.
They do have some. I just didn't pull them into this one.
Yeah, no, it's fine. And then we'll have like when there's free time and downtime, they do have space for, places for us to like play games and do some games and things like that. And so that was one thing that we had 2 years ago and we missed a lot last year.
Yeah.
So excited about being on a college campus this year.
And the
So,
cafeteria is close by, and so we'll have cafeteria style food, so college style food. So once again, that should be even more of an upgrade from last year. So
Yeah.
awesome. What about that? The chapel location? Like it says it's 15 minutes away. Are you guys like going downtown Altoona to go see that or what?
I don't know where
Usually it's a
yet they
yeah,
haven't
usually
really
it's a
said.
church somewhere.
Okay.
Um and so it's in the evening. So last year, 2 years ago, we didn't have to leave the location where we were staying, but last year we did have to drive to a church. And so we'll drive to a church again in the evenings and then drive back to campus.
Sweet.
Yeah. So it's usually a fast 15 minutes too. It's in the evening. There's not traffic, so we're
Right.
Right.
usually in good shape. Yeah.
It's good. So
Yeah.
projects, just like the last several years of doing this, we're going to be doing some type of hands-on projects, whether it's going to be painting or building or painting a chain link fence for 3 days. I hope for Nathan's sake we don't ever have to do that again. Poor Nathan. I think he still has nightmares about that one. But we'll know more as we get closer to, because once again, all the projects that we do, they piggyback off of what's been done before and what's been done before and what's been done before. And then also according to what groups are assigned per what week. We look to be at a pretty much full capacity week. So they have the check for availability on there now, which means you just can't sign up for it. So we'll have a full camp, which is pretty cool. I think once again they looked at our numbers and said, "Oh well, there's most of it." So that's cool. We like that. I mean, it's been fun. So the biggest thing that we're going to be doing though is we're going to be helping restore a community or a house of somebody that usually has been hit by a natural disaster. A lot of team efforts areas, they are there for multiple years and they're doing projects for multiple years because they're working in areas that are recovery areas. They just have been hit hard. And so Altoona is that way. And so I'm excited to see what projects we get to do. But more than anything, I'm excited to see how our students rise to that like they did last year. If you haven't seen the videos from last year, I'll post them all again. But to watch our students pick up these things and build a fence and dig a hole and all these things they did, it was so cool. So that's what we're going to be looking at doing again this year. So it's going to be some hard work and it's going to be fun. So cost breakdown, Tiffany, you want to go over this?
I'll go for it. As you can see,
I like that.
what the estimated total is. And so that's team efforts total, along with transportation costs because we rent vans to get the kids there safely and safely. And so luckily we are ridiculously blessed to have people who have supported our students, who want to support the students with the soiree and just with other like gifts. And so it has allowed us to cut the cost significantly this year to $200 per student. And then just like in the past, you'll just be responsible for 4 different meals. Those are the meals going up and back, and then one of the meals on our fun day. And then we also will have the opportunity to have a fun day, and we have a couple of options. I think 2 of the top ones are Hershey Park and whitewater rafting. So those are 2 of the big ones that people tend to go towards. But we'll let the students decide we'll let them vote and decide what they want to do. So with that, whitewater rafting and going to Hershey Park.
Oh, Hershey Park. Okay.
Yeah. So with that, there'll be additional costs. And so we will know that once the students vote, and we'll let you guys know when we'll figure all of that out together. So we have a few months until it happens. And so there's lots of payment options. One, I'm assuming popular one will be to break it down in 4 different payments of $50. So that's one in March, and then April, May, and June 1st. So that is taken care of. And yeah, and then obviously you can pay in full. And if there's another way you'd like to break that down, we can definitely work with you. We never want costs to be a hindrance to anyone. And so if there is financial need, please let us know, because like I said, just people are wanting to see students have an incredible summer opportunity and serve and grow closer to Jesus. And so there is more financial assistance if your family is in that situation.
And then the payment plan right now is broken down based on that $200 per student initial cost. Once we know what the activity is, and then meals, of course, like 4 meals, you know what your kids like typically spend on a meal. So we'll kind of leave that up to you. And we'll get a little bit more into that, how we're going to go about that to make sure everybody's covered properly and avoid some things that we ran into last year on the way home. So we've devised a system that will really help with that this year. So once we know what activity and that kind of stuff, You know, if you're doing a payment plan, we can adjust that appropriately to what that total cost would be. Or if you're just gonna pay in full, then if you want to get on now, you can do the 200, and then once we have that amount, we'll tag that in, and you can just go back in and do that. So the biggest thing that we need to know over the next couple weeks is who's going, because we
Mhm.
have to for the middle schoolers, we have to adjust numbers by Friday. So that's a big thing there. For high school, we have a couple more weeks before we have to adjust our numbers. So we got to get them done by like mid-March. Um, and so it gives us some time to like you guys to think through, and nobody has to go racing on to get registered tonight. But we do want to have within a couple weeks a a good idea who's going, and then have those registrations start to be done to solidify that so we can adjust our numbers appropriately. Unfortunately, after that deadline, any of the registrations that we have open, because we have to secure slots. So I secured slots in advance of what I guesstimated we would take. Um, Up until that point, any changes we make, all the money we put into a deposit can be then shifted to other ones. But once we get past that point, like then we're just out that money. So we don't want to be out any money that that our people have graciously helped pour into our students, or that you guys are putting in. So we really want to make sure we have that in by mid-March, know who's going to go, so we can adjust those numbers. Questions?
What's the date that we're going?
It is the 23rd through the 29th. So we will leave on a Sunday morning like we did last year, and we will get back on a Saturday afternoon. More better than last year.
Speak it into existence. Saturday
We are
afternoon.
not hitting that traffic again. Y'all people leaving like North Carolina and West Virginia, all like heading for the hills.
23rd, is that what you said?
Yep, 23rd
Yes.
through the 29th
Of June.
of June.
Yes.
Cool.
Cool. Well, once again, we'll shoot a follow-up email out. We'll have that slide deck will be in there, or actually the video of this will be on there for people who couldn't make it. If you have any other questions, let us know. Other than that, man, I'm looking forward to the summer and getting to take the high schoolers on this trip. To have the experience that we believe is going to be fit for them. So be praying over it. And once again, if there's any questions, shoot Tiffany and I or an email, or give us a phone call, and we'll be happy to answer any questions that we can. But we'll send out that deadline for sign up. So we'll need to know by like mid-March, and we'll go from there. So you all have a great evening. We actually wrapped up 9 minutes early. I'm proud of us, Tiffany.